Oh Lord. No, the computer's doing something weird. Again.
So you be lying. You can keep going even when
Okay. It just be throwing me off because I can't see.
you're not even supposed to look at yourself.
I be looking at my people and I be looking at the people. But I gotta be talking to myself.
Girl,
It's okay. I can look at my phone. Is it live right now?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll start playing music.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. This is Jazzy Fusion Production. Sam, Sean Brown, she like me, I kinda dig it, so I did my thing for her. She joining with me, now we getting groovy, hotter than jacuzzi. So shorty, won't you slow it down? See them other fellas, and I ain't hating. They try to do it like me, it ain't the same. Front to back, shorty, side to side, and lean with you with a soldier now. Cause you're so fly, girl. You should come to my crib, yeah. My ego flip on you. You would be under, I'm keeping with you. Should be my girl. You should be my girl.
Hey, 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 it's your girl Nay coming to you with another episode of As Told by Nay, the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's talk about it. Hey, y'all. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. Another show on As Told by Nay, the podcast. Hope your day has been great. I want to take a moment to kind of send out all my love, all my positive energy to everybody over in Texas right now. They're having a really cold winter, crazy for them. This is not normal, but something that's happening. And I have a couple of friends out in that area. They're doing okay. I have been in constant contact with them, but just kind of like looking at the news and just seeing all the stuff that's going on over there. People are like dying because it's so cold, not having no power. It's kind of like how it is in hurricane season here in Florida when it's bad, but it's there, you know, with snow. And I just, being from Florida, I can't even imagine being so cold that I freeze to death, or not having any power and it's so cold in my house and I can't turn my heat on, can't, you know, plug. It's just crazy. So everybody out there in Texas, you're definitely in my thoughts. You're definitely in my prayers. And I hope that this is over for you guys soon, for sure. It's still February. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day weekend. If you did something, if you didn't, if you were with your friends or family, whatever the case may be, however you celebrated, you know, that day of love, I hope it was good for you and all that good jazz, right? So we're going to keep the conversation of connections and relationships going. I have a friend of mine coming through to speak to this topic with me today. If I had to give today's conversation a title, I would call it Dating Pool, or whatever it is that it is these days, more like a cesspool of just disgustingness. But, you know, we're going to get into it. Last week, you guys gave me a little bit of a hard time saying that I was one-sided. I was male bashing, right? So I'm going to get him on here to speak to it from a male perspective, okay? So with that being said, let me go ahead and get my boy Still Vinsane up on the screen so we can go ahead and dive into this.
Hey, straight from the cesspool, stealing my joke. What's up with that, man?
Straight from the cesspool.
Right, I'm the Toxic Avenger, here to stay.
Toxic Avenger? How are you this evening, my good friend?
I'm great. It's good to see the evolution of the podcast go live on YouTube. I love your engineering stats, and thank you for them getting prepped.
Shout out to No String Studio for sure. For making it happen for your girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and give us our toast for the evening. What are we toasting up to tonight?
What are we toasting up to tonight? We are toasting to the people that waste your time.
Okay.
Fuck boys. To the rest of the fuck boys out there, thank you.
I'm here for that.
It's okay. That's all right. That's all right. You said the male perspective. Male perspective. Here we go.
Perspective. And I got you on because I know you're going to do that. And you're going to be raw and upfront, and you're gonna keep it real with me. So
Okay.
let's talk about it. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it. So before we get into that, though, let me go ahead and get these excuse me, come again questions out of the way.
Yes.
And then I'm going to give you the opportunity to, talk a little bit about who you are and what you got going on, why you think you are a good person to have this dialogue with.
Okay.
All right. So question number one, just because I know, that you do a podcast and such as well. Are real life you and social media you, podcast you, the same energy, the same person, or is there a difference?
Pretty much the same energy, but I think Sylvan Sane is a little. If you had to pick, is probably the hyper bold version of me. Same thing as Eminem to Marshall Mathers. Same thing to Larry David. But pretty much like Seinfeld to Curb Your Enthusiasm. No, I just really am very comfortable with being myself. I kind of get grossed out when people go like, "Oh, keeping it real," or like any of those type of euphemisms, because anybody that really keeps it real or any keeping it just does it. They don't announce it. They just do it. They just does it. And I don't think it makes sense. People go, "Oh my God, I'm the realist," or like, "I don't even like it." Sorry. Oh, are we allowed to curse on here? I cursed before.
You can curse on here. It's cool.
Yeah. So when girls say bomb ass pussy and shit like that, and they still make it through the TSA check too through that, even through saying that, I'm like, if it's bomb ass, why you gotta announce it? You don't need to announce it. Like, people should be going on Yelp and talking about it.
They're just waiting.
Yeah. Like, I don't like to I like to self-deprecate myself, but I don't like to I like the people to big me up. I don't need to big myself up. Oh, and shout out to Ted Cruz, man, taking vacations for his daughters, man. Good job, man. He took a vacation while these guys are freezing down there. Mr. Climate Denier, Mr. Subcommittee of NASA, former subcommittee. Yeah, he just left that Texas. Everybody wants me to feel bad. I do feel bad for Texas, but stop voting for people that deny climate change. I'll feel a lot better about you.
There is something. All right, very good. Question number 2 kind of goes along with what we're talking about tonight. But have you ever been in love, and how did you know?
Yes, I have. The first 2 times. Well, the first time I was like 15, so that doesn't really count. Sorry, homegirl. But she was great. She's still a really good friend of mine. She lives in Florida, homegirl.
Big up to you.
Yeah, man. Great job, great career. Yeah, no, not much to say in the wrong direction for her. Second one, I was very young. So I would have to conclude that was puppy love.
Okay.
When men get consistent pussy, they fall in love with it. It doesn't matter, man. Especially their first one. It doesn't matter how they look. Like, you want to marry them, you want to put a ring on it, you want to like start a family, just because you're like, I think it was like 16 or 17 when I started dating her. And so like that was my first time somebody throwing it every day at me, like every day, anytime I wanted, and I was like, "Oh, this is the girl of my dreams." But little do you know, when you're an adult, there's a lot of women who do that. a lot of men who do that too. There's a lot of like, there's nothing I say. I'm not really gender based. Like, yeah, I'll joke around like somebody in stand up will do, but I'm not really into gender norms. I'm not really into people. I think we all have all the equal rights to be as miserable as the next.
Thanks. All right. Question number 3. Perfect threesome combination. Who you getting? So actually, I want to change that to foursome, because you would be.
Of course.
So I want 3 women though. So you or whatever you're into. You and 3 other individuals. What is the perfect?
Isn't that just an orgy?
Yeah, perfect orgy, but with just 3 other people. What 3 people are you putting in that combo?
Right? Isn't that what's that called? Antigone. Okay, so I'm getting 3 people I want to have a nice little swinger party with.
Yes.
All right, cool. Right? This is not Mario Party should have a Mario swinger party. They should do that, man. That'd be dope. Peaches, be throwing the peaches.
Oh my God.
Oh man, he'd be MVP. Nobody would beat him.
You're stupid.
My perfect one is Zendaya's. Zendaya's gotta be up there, man. Zendaya's my homegirl. I'm very tickled, by the way. I am I have a new celebrity crush like every day.
Okay.
Zendaya's up there. She should be up there.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Malcolm Maria
So
today.
she's definitely dope.
You said what?
I said she's dope.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Zendaya.
I'm trying. Damn.
About this? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because like I said, like I there's so many gorgeous women in the industry. I guess because she's in the news, and I just talked about a Rihanna.
Shout out Riri.
Yeah, she'd be great at a threesome.
That would be a great one.
She definitely would be the choreographer. That's for sure. she would not let me guide it at all. She'd be like, no, you don't want that, sweetheart. No. You need both in the mouth. You don't need just one. You need both. Okay, Ree, I got you, girl. And who's the third one? Let's get some Latin heat. Actually, let's get some Asian in there. Laura Condor from oh man, so hot. The girl from All the Boys That I Love, the romantic comedy series. On Netflix.
I love that.
Jubilee in the next
cute.
movie. Oh, yes, she's great. Her father's a Hollywood heavyweight too. She's adopted, but she's amazing. I love her acting career so far, and she's very gorgeous.
She's super cute. Super cute. Okay, and then last question. Blue pill, red pill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blue pill being you have to be with the first person you've ever had sex with forever. That's the only person you can ever have sex with again. Or red pill being the last person you had sex with is the only person you can ever have sex with.
I don't remember the last person I had sex with. I know, it's just I'm not even trying to be funny either. Like I was just talking to somebody recently that I can't tell. Actually, she doesn't want to get in my pants, but it's a complicated story. She cannot get in my pants. I will not allow it, even though she
will not allow it. Okay,
not allow it. I can't allow it. I have some standards. They're like Smurfs can fit under them, but I do have some standards.
I'm gonna have to get that story later because that's interesting.
Go back to the question.
That would happen. That men would be like, "Yeah, no, her, never again." But it does.
No, true. My bad. I got distracted. What was the question?
So you don't even remember. So I'm assuming it was.
So I guess it would have to be damn. Yeah, because if it was the last person, then it must have not been good at all.
If you don't remember her, yeah, it won't talk about that.
First person. That shit was whack. Damn. I'm fucking away, man. It really so I guess I'm having 14-year-old nasty fucking did you come yet sex or
She's probably better now. I'm sure she's older and more experience has happened. And
no offense. And I love her. She's my friend still today. No, it was garbage. And I'm sure I was garbage too. It was garbage. Sorry. And I'll get better. I hope that she's better for someone else because we did it when we were older and it was not better.
Dang. Okay. Well,
adult too when we did it again. I was like, no. Tried something out too. She was just like, all right, so nobody knows her name and shit like that. So okay. She didn't like to swallow, and that's whatever. I'm not really like to swallow and shit like that. She but when we started fooling around again, she decided that was the mea culpa. That was the thing that I guess drove me away. And it didn't. So when she did it that night, I was just like, oh, nice. And she thought I was gonna give her some medal or something like that. I'm like, whoa. So when we were dating between 15 and 17, and you didn't do it, and now you do it while we're adults, you think I'm just gonna be no, that's the minimum, bitch.
oh my God.
Right? When I just saw something with Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, and they were congratulating him on taking a secondary role in a movie because, there's not a lot of female leads in movies. So when a man just but Harry Styles is not even a high profile actor. He's a musician. So Olivia Wilde is dating him and was like, hey, it's so nice that a male of his stature could embrace the role of being a supporting cast to a woman. And a lot of women on Twitter came online and was like, that's the bare minimum, Olivia. Why are you congratulating him on doing something regular?
Right.
he's doing his job. He's allowed to be a co-star sometimes. So that's the same thing I say to women out there. Like, if you don't have to be a porn star, or men, you don't have to be a porn star, but don't expect anybody to like freaking give you like a head nod for like doing that shit. Like, come on, girl, come on.
Normal stuff. All right, very good. Good. So thanks for
Good.
the excuse me card. So let's just jump right into this conversation.
By the way, Nay, you look so good, man. I love your backdrop. I love how you're looking great, man. I had to go to the phone cover. Wow, Valentine's.
All right, so boom. First thing out the gate, let's talk a little bit about how you date. Are there any particular do's or don'ts that you live by when you're like dating or trying to meet somebody, or like what's that look like for you?
Yes. So COVID, which hasn't been very successful at all, but there's been a couple of FaceTime dates.
Okay.
Well, in the beginning of COVID, I had a FaceTime date, and the girl wanted to meet right away. She was hot too, young. She was young and she was hot. And she wanted to meet right away. She wanted to jump my bone, all that. But it was like in March. It was like April and March of last year. I was like, and she was a nurse. She was a crisis nurse. She was brought over from Canada to stabilize the virus. And I'm just like, what? And then she tried to make me seem like a pussy too. She was just like, oh, well, you're scared. Like, well, wait, no, don't get me wrong. I want to bang the shit out of you, but like, I don't want to like. You're making it seem like I don't like, I don't got any weight loss or something like that. Like, that's what you made it seem. So it didn't work out. But before that, when everything was normal, yes, I am a frequent dater. Unfortunately, I've given way too much money to this endeavor. I can never be gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but I can never be gay because I can never turn back. I've made too much of an investment into women.
Okay.
No, there's no turning back. So one of my rules is, especially when you're a frequent dater, is you don't want, and you live in New York, the average date, we live with millionaires, by the way, and billionaires. So just, it's okay. It's $300. Not to say that I spend $300 on a date, but it's easy when you actually are booed up. So if you go on like a weekend vacation, if you go to a concert, if you go on all these type of things, yes, that does add up to $300. But when you're just like when you're just like going on a first, second, third, those type of dates, I'd say the average is like around 150. If you're going for drinks and stuff like that. So the reason why I say that is, I don't do dinner and drinks anymore together. That is very expensive. Especially if you're just going to go on one date with this person and may not end up into a second date, because so you just keep it to a drink per hour. You give it to a drink per hour. And you just keep it going from there. No food. If you do eat, I know this is gonna sound like I know it's gonna sound like a scumbag. I eat before, and it's backfired before too, by the way. It's backfired. Okay. So I said I was meeting this person for drinks, and the person came early, and I had Shake Shack, and the person was like, "Oh, I thought we were just doing drinks." And I went, "What are you talking about?" I like threw it under the table. I'm like, it's like what? And I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. We good. We live. And so that's one of my things, because it gets really expensive. So my tip for anybody that gets back into dating in real life and shit like that, especially dudes, if you are going to, don't put them together. Because you're going to bankrupt yourself. Don't put them together. And there's some females out there that think that they could like just order what the hell they want just from first.
Because they got you saved in their phone as free meal.
Yes. I read an article about that. And my friend dated the person that was in the article. He dated her, which was funny because she was spoiling him, which is hilarious. It was the same chick. And she was on a television series, not television, she was on a news segment bragging that all 7 of her meals per week were paid for because all she did was go on a dating app and just decide who she wanted to swipe. But again, I'm not like, these are chumps. Not to say that like women are like do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B, you want to like drug people that want to go against their wives and shit like that. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So you reap what you fucking sow.
That is definitely a real thing. Women definitely go on dating apps just to meet guys so they can go on dates and get free drinks.
I don't blame them for that, but I have to be a step ahead of that too. So, like I said,
Again, the cesspool that you're in that is called dating.
yeah, oh man, but yeah, just keep it a drink. It's okay. Like, and if they don't drink, that's okay. Go get coffee or something like that. But don't save the meals for when it gets more serious.
Okay. So, how do you feel about shooting your shot when it comes to dating? I put a poll out, or not even a poll, I asked the question on my social media, and I got a couple funny responses, just like, are there any rules to how you shoot your shot? And I got no rules, just go for it. Another one said married people are off limits. Another one said if you brick twice, you should move on. And another one said your homie's old jump off is off limits, so don't fuck the homies. Another one said you can't go backwards. How I feel about shooting the shots, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So my motto for 2021 is just go for it. Just all you can do is get told no.
True.
That's all you can do. And I thought it was really funny for the person that said, if you brick twice, move on, because I feel like maybe you just want to warm up.
You just want, you're like Ray Allen, just keep shooting. Just keep shooting.
Keep shooting until it goes in.
Get that wrist shot going. Get that wrist shot going.
How do you feel about that in this day and age? Like, because I know, like, online dating is a thing. People are definitely meeting folks in these different groups on like Facebook and Instagram. Like virtual is the way right now, especially with everything going on with COVID. So like when I think of shooting shots, I'm thinking about sliding in DMs. I'm thinking about heart eyes under pictures. I'm thinking about, randomly just messaging somebody about, hey, what's up? So I feel like it's online really, or in a text message. If you go back to an old boo, like, hey, big head, it's all about, you never know. And you might get a yes. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's beneficial for you if you're just going to keep dating. But I'm sure there's lots of insecure guys out there that don't like your graveyard. Take that over there, or what they used to call a black book. Now it's just DMs. Now it's just, you don't even need a black book anymore. You don't even need a phone book. Like they're just all there languishing and hoping to get out of the dirt one day again.
Craziness.
Hold up. What was the question? Could you rephrase that? I know that
shooting your shot. How do you feel about that? Are you
shooting your shot? I'm not very good at the messaging when it comes to DMs. I'm more formal in person. I'm not one of those people that hollers at people on a subway or in the middle of the street and stuff like that. It usually happens in like close encounters, and I'm pretty intimate in that way. But I have done it. I have reached out to people in DM. In this era, like in the Corona era, I don't feel like I feel like it's useless because I'm not gonna meet this person probably because I have a lot of at-risk people in my family. So it just doesn't make sense to like spread it to them. As far as me, like I don't want to catch it. Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like even healthy people struggle with it. But for me, I would feel worse just passing it on to someone that at risk. So as far as like meeting people, it just doesn't make sense for me to meet people at this point. But shooting my shot, I was just talking about this with my cousin. My cousin told me to shoot my shot with my last guest. With my last guest on my show, and she's hot. She's super hot. Don't get me wrong. She's fucking gorgeous. And I don't feel like I have anything to offer right now. I don't have anything to offer. Like right now, like I'm not making the most money I've ever made in my life. Not to say that that's like the biggest precursor. It's not like I'm not like paying anybody's bills or paying anybody's like nail salon.
Girls definitely date for that reason too.
I know. Shout out to Lori Harvey. She gets away with all that goals.
For real though, Lori's the goat. Lori's the goat. And I'm just sitting here.
Bad funny.
Like bashing her for doing exactly what she's supposed to do as a young woman.
I mean, I'm not bashing her. I don't know. I just
not you. I'm just saying I see so much about like people talking down on her, and I just feel like she's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She's intentionally dating. Like she is not in a situation. There's a difference between hoeing and intentionally dating. And I think a lot of people, mostly men, and I can be biased, but that's where I'm hearing it from. A lot of people, they don't understand the difference. Like you can.
My question is, what does Lori Harvey do?
What does she do?
Yeah, what does she do? What is she known for?
I don't know.
Just dating. Just dating. You just know.
I know her because she's Steve Harvey's daughter.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I think the whole thing, I never had an opportunity to judge her situation. I don't care. And I agree with you. I think that she should date who she wants. She should date intentionally, unintentionally, who cares? But I'm laughing at the people that are bigging her up. I'm laughing at the people that are like intentionally just being like goals. And I never agree with Boosie. Boosie is a troll, a Tron.
I saw his little post.
But I agree with him. How is that gold? What if you saw like your daughter, anybody, if you saw your daughter go, Lori Harvey's goals, what's the goal? Like run through these
freely dating and being able to. Here's my thing.
But she's just dating. She's not like, it's not like she's like making
What's
music.
Wrong with that is like.
Well, you're known for it. That's not okay.
Well, I'm not saying that it's good. She's goals because that's what she's known for. She's goals as far as the dating. Like she has gotten the hang of what dating is supposed to look like. It looks different because she's dating.
There's a what dating's supposed to look like. What is dating supposed to look like?
How you want it to look, and that's what I'm saying. She don't give a damn.
No,
she don't give a damn what people are saying. She's dating. She's getting experiences. Like I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I don't see anything wrong either. I just don't think I think it's hilarious that somebody would be like goals. It's not goals. It's not goals. Nobody says to themselves, "Yes, I want to run through the industry and not make anything. I just want to date these guys and not get anything."
How do we know that she's not making anything?
Like, everybody just know that I just date them. That's it. Like I don't like make music with them. I'm not on a project with them. I'm not like I'm not getting in the bag. Like all I'm doing is just ending up in a tabloid being someone else's boo.
That like, we know of because that's all that they highlight on her because that's what they do to women. They want
what does she do? She's not making it any better for herself. She's not like coming like what is she like? She just shows up on another arm of another dude. That's all she does. That's all she's doing.
But that's what I'm saying. How do we know what she does? Maybe that's not being highlighted because people don't care about that. What sells and what gets recognition.
Money for PR. You just got set up right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like she can afford some PR. She can afford someone to tell her story.
What do you mean?
He has one of the richest stepfathers in history. He can afford to write a narrative about her. He can afford some PR. He can afford someone to write an Instagram post to show like her in a studio or doing something.
Maybe she doesn't care. And you know what's so crazy is because every time her face shows up somewhere, she never has anything to say because she's so unbothered by what you guys think. Obviously, these guys are having fun with her. She's having fun with it. She's out here living her best life, going on all these damn trips, getting this.
How do you know someone's telling her not to say nothing? How do you know she's not on the phone like, oh, girl, like, blah, blah, blah. And somebody's like, no, Lori, don't do that. You're going to make people like Vince have something to say. Nothing.
Oh my God.
Say nothing, Lori. Lori, say nothing.
Lord. Well, I mean, I'm here for it. I think she's doing awesome.
Whatever. I'm here for it too. I'm not here for the people just be like goals. I'm with Boosie on that one. Not a goal.
Because you see what he's glorifying is women that are dumb. And in situations where they let these men trash over them, run over them for years, they're strong women. They're holding them down. They're, there for them while they doing all kinds of crazy shit to them. And then they stick it through the paint for what?
That sounds petty that like your motivation is to get back at men. No matter what move you make.
No, it's not to get back at men. It's to not feel like that. What woman wants to be in a situation where they feel shitty all the time because they're being trashed over by the man that they love versus a woman who feels liberated to say, I'm not gonna if I don't like it and it's not serving me anything good, I'm moving on to the next. Like good day.
That's fine. Her dating history is fine. It's just that when your dating history is your only history, that's not goals.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to agree to disagree because we see this in two different lights, and we can go.
If your daughter came up to you, your future daughter, and said, "I want to be like Lori Harvey. I want to do nothing and just date guys." Like, okay, goals.
And I think that's the misconception. I don't think that is what the women that are saying she's goals is highlighting on. I think they're saying the goals are the fact that she's able to be in a situation, realize it's not benefiting her, and she's able to move the fuck on and go to the next one instead of being stuck in a situation because I don't want people to think I'm hopping from one penis to the next. I don't want people to think I'm running.
I don't want this to be gender at all, but that we're celebrating that. We're celebrating that people don't work it out in their relationships. Not women, and I don't agree with men do that either. I get toxic relationships. I get
toxic shit.
But
it's one thing to work out something because everybody goes through things. It's another thing to be dumb for a man or a woman just because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do and you're being damaged and you're depressed and you're not getting anything from this. You're trying to work it out, but they're seeing that as your weakness. So they're continuing to do the shit that you're trying to work through. You keep being in the same situation. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
mind that you feel that I'm creating a narrative, but you guys are creating a narrative too. Like you guys are like, just put like, you're assuming all these like positive things, which is fine. I assume some negative things. But none of these things could be happening. She could just be getting bored of people. She could just be, and I'm not saying she is a hoe, but she could be. You never know. Like she could.
That's okay too. What's wrong with getting bored of people?
There's nothing wrong with being a hoe. There's nothing wrong. He was saying that there was something wrong with people idolizing it. That's all he was saying. He was saying there's something wrong. Just like it's something. Just like. Men shouldn't be idolizing, just being like, I'm running over to the next hoe to the next. You know what I'm saying? I'm protecting.
They do it, bro. They definitely idolize. Boosie, he's idolized for that. How dare he?
I know. And like I said, usually 99% of the time, you should never listen to Boosie what he said, especially about homophobia, all that kind of stuff. But like, even if my son came over to here and was like, or anybody, trans, whatever, came up to me and was like, my nephew, my niece, he was like, yo, I want to live like, I'm trying to think of a male version that's doing what she's doing, just dating. I don't know any man can do that. A man can't just date and just be known for that. Can't be like I don't ever hear a man being a socialite. It's like a woman can only get away with that. Like just live like
Future does that. Future does that. And not only does he date, he needs babies there too.
Who?
Future.
Future makes music. Future makes Grammy and chart-topping music.
He's still out here. He's also known for
you said also. Harvey is not also known for anything. Harvey is just known from jumping on Michael B. Jordan, jumping on someone else. That's fine. Date who you want, but she's only known for dating. So if you say goal, that's your goal. You just want to be known for being somebody's side piece. Anyway, we'll move on. My bad.
We're going to move on because we can talk about this all day. So yeah, do you believe in love and romance and marriage? And
no.
But like seriously, like as a guy, like is that something that you think about? Is this something that you look forward to? Do you still see that in your future? Like when you date, are you looking like, okay, I want to date, I want to meet a girl because potentially I want to love her or fall in love with her and be romantic? And no, that's not your goal.
If it happens, yes, but no. I think, and I don't think this is gender specific, even though I do hear it a lot from the female side. That's what you're looking for intentionally, like even on a first date. And I think girl or guy, whoever does that, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Like you said with Lori Harvey, I do take a blueprint from her in that sense, because you are supposed to do that. You are supposed to test out, like you are supposed to take test drives. You are supposed to be like out there taste testing Baskin Robbins flavors and stuff like that, seeing what you like, and seeing what works, and seeing who's compatible with you. So when you're just like coming into a date and like you're just automatically setting up this story that like is supposed to happen between you guys in your head, again, like I said, I compare it to friendships. When you do great things that people don't ask you to do, and then you expect them to do that same thing for you. If you are coming in having these high expectations about someone you just met, how do you know these people are going to reach these things? So like I said, you're setting yourself up for disaster when you do that. So when it comes, I do believe in love at first sight. I am a romantic. I have not been a romantic in a long time. It's because I have to feel it. I can't just reciprocate. I can't just be like, okay, because you're showing me love, that means I have to show you love. Like, no, I have to And I can be endearing, I can be intimate, all that good stuff. Like when stuff is going down, very nice, I'm very emotionally there, blah blah blah. But people misconstrue that as if like I want to like start courting them and stuff. No, I'm trying to be warm. Like if we're fucking, like I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna give you like a stiff arm and like kick you out of my bed and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so people think that like just because like, you know, some fuckboy before me was not being so nice to them that like that meant that they didn't want to date them and stuff. No, that meant like that's what they were just trying to do. But me, I try to mix it in with being nice. But it's been a long time. Like I said, I don't think in 2020, I don't remember fucking anybody. And I definitely haven't fucked anybody in 2021. So I don't even personally.
I feel you on that. It's funny that you say that then, because I want your opinion, because here's the thing that tends to come up a lot when I talk to my female friends or even female people that follow along, you know, my show and stuff about friends with benefits and the whole sneaky linking and the, you know, anything that comes along with just the physicality of being with another person. Are you here for that? Do you feel like that's something that folks can just do?
Yes, I am. And do I feel that folks can? Yeah, they can. It's their egos. It's when they like start talking to someone else or their mother or their father. You're a princess, you're a prince, you're this and that. And some of us are, but most of us are not. And so I don't know why people get offended when like you're only attracted to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So like if I were to just be upfront and be like, I'm just attracted to you. I just physically, I think we can have a great time. And I don't think like I can make it past like a couple of days with you talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a day I could go talk with you, but like you're probably, both of us are probably more compatible on mute. And that's all right. I don't know why people need to talk their way in and out of pussy or like, you know, I don't understand that. Like, and so, like I said, people's egos get in the way and they go, damn, my mother, my father, they all told me that like I was worth all this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like their mentor, whoever, their friend, their group chat, girl, guy, don't give it up just for that, blah, blah, blah. Like, go ahead. Like you said, we go back and forth, like go have fun, this and that. Oh no, be conservative only when you feel like, you know, this person is just trying to get your dick or your pussy. Like, no, like that's okay. That's all right. Some people are just into that on you. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that everybody there's some people who enjoy your personality. It just ain't me.
So, I mean, for the people who feel like, you know, so for you, then it's easy to have sex or friends with benefits without catching feelings or, you know, like, because I think what happens there is people go into that and maybe their intentions are to be there, but then over time they start to like, one person will always start to like the other person more, or something always happens, and then it becomes this whole big old thing. Ego definitely is a little bit of it, but I think too, people's feelings getting involved. So for you, you're able to just have sex, no strings attached. You don't have to have feelings for this person. It can just be a thing.
Most of the time, it did backfire recently. Actually, there was this French girl that I was messing around with, and we established in the beginning that we were not going to be exclusive or like dating or anything like that. We were just gonna go to the movies, bone, and eventually she started gaining feelings while I was in the Philippines, and I was like kind of grossed out by it. I was just like, "Why are you doing this? Like you said that like we did." And she was young, so like I was doing it for her. So she like, you know, because she was like 21. So I was like leaving it open for her to like, you know, be 21 and do your thing and go find somebody that like probably is going to be with you longer. No, she was really, really into me. And then I came back and I was a jerk. She was like trying to like pull the full court press on me. She like brought me to brunch, all this type of stuff. And I was just like this. I like noticed and I was like, yeah, I noticed how like clingy you were when I was in the Philippines. I just want to let you know this is the best it's going to get. Yeah. And she was so hurt, rightfully so. She was so hurt, rightfully so. And then when like she left, that's when I started feeling it. I was like, when it was like when I was in the middle of it, I was like, yeah, man, I could just like so like. Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate the honesty there, but then too, for you to be able to recognize like, okay, that kind of bit me in my ass a little bit, because it happens, right? You can go into it with the mindset of just being physical, but sometimes you catch feelings. It does happen. And I like that, because a lot of guys will say, oh, that doesn't happen for men. We can just do whatever. We don't catch feelings until we want to. And I'm just like, that's BS. Like, it definitely can happen across the board, but then what happens when that happens?
Yeah, and it was my ego too. Like, she had bad skin. No, seriously. I'm very vain. I'm very vain. Sorry, but
oh my God, Vince.
That was I like to show off my lady. I don't like to show off that type of stuff. Yo,
I'm weak.
Yo, man, I can't. Nah, man, I can't be having all that, man. I can't be having Dr. Zizmore on speed dial while I'm dating. Okay.
I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. So it's so funny.
We're only halfway in.
I've never been good with that whole being able to bang no strings attached and like not catch feelings, because for me to even be sexually attracted to you, you have to excite my mental. There has to be a connection there. And that's just me personally. And I tell people that off rip, like, I have to be comfortable with you. I have to feel connected, or it's never going to happen. And then with that, obviously comes along this great guy. I like him, and now we're being physical up. So now I want to be with him. So this whole friends with benefits thing is not going to work. And then either I'm going to just block you and do away, because like you did, nobody's about to do that to me. You're not going to just tell me to my face it's nothing and hurt my feelings. I'd rather, if that was the understanding we had in the beginning, I'm just going to stop talking to you so that we don't have to go through that. But, people tell me that's not the way to do that, but whatever, that's what I'm going to do, because.
Don't be like me, guys. I tried to get her back on LinkedIn. Don't be like
not LinkedIn.
Because my feelings got so hurt that she went off with like other guys that I like blocked her and other shit. I was like, let me write a love letter on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, that's hilarious. Hilarious. So seems like she went into a hot girl summer. I want to talk a little bit about that.
She really did. She was like, and that was another thing. My ego, my feelings were so. She got over me like in a week. She was so hurt. But then, like, she went over like 3 dudes, like in a span of a month, and I was like, "Fuck, goddamn!" So, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. I was hurt.
That's how it be. Y'all tell us to be for the streets, so we be for the streets. How do you feel about that? Do you think that that's a good thing? Like this whole, because you were kind of getting on Lori a little bit. So when people are out here saying, "I'm for the streets," it's a hot girl summer. The guys, I don't even know what you guys call it, whatever. But when we think about that whole movement, how do you feel about that? If a girl comes up to you and she's like, "Hey, I'm in town for the night. What's up?"
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm for it, but I'm for it all. I'm all for all the life experiences, including the intimacy, including long-term relationships, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, there's all types of ways to be miserable.
Facts. Facts.
I'm all for that, but again, this is genderless for me. This is non-binary. Nobody likes a lot of mileage on them, so you take the risk and reward of that. So if you're a girl or a guy and you like to be promiscuous, that's fine. Do your thing. Do your thing. And I'm not sorry picking on Lori Harvey. We don't know if she's fucking all these people, so we can't just call her promiscuous. But I've been promiscuous in my life. I've been super promiscuous, especially in college. And when women would ask me, and if I was willing to give that information, that comes with the territory. That comes with the territory. You're not going to turn everybody on with those numbers.
So when people are like, "What's your body count?" What's your answer?
Yeah, and that's the same thing with a car. Like if you have like over 100,000 miles, like you're probably not going to drive it because it's probably going to shut down on you at some point. You know what I'm saying? So with the same thing with like the high body count, girl or guy, these skeletons are going to arise from the closet. Something's going to happen. There's either going to be like a baby daddy somewhere, baby mom somewhere, like all types of things. Yeah, the more people you put on your genitalia, the more complicated your history is. And again, a lot of people want more of a clean slate. Is that realistic? No, because a lot of us are human beings and we like to fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's a delicate balance, though. Like you have to think consciously about that. If that is important to you, if meeting someone that has that kind of standard is important to you, I'm not saying like, become like a nun or like, some priest or something like that, just to like, be there for your dream girl or guy. But it's something to be mindful of, though. Like I said, not everybody is thinking about your hot girl summer. Not everybody, your dream girl or guy, is not saying, yeah, girl, have that hot girl summer. No, that's for you. And that's okay. That's all right. Fine. So I'm not ready to stop being a hoe yet. That's okay. All good. But don't cry later. Don't cry later when like your dream guy is like, I don't like your Carfax. Send that back to the Kelly Blue Book. Don't get mad about that. Keep it the same energy. Keep that hot girl summer, hot guy summer for when the hot guy actually comes around.
Word to the wise, though, people can change, So you should have a name that you use when you're in the streets and you're out doing, your business, so that when you want to be normal, you can go use your real name. And I think that that's hilarious, kind of, because speaking of the name change, you met me at a time in my life where I was just really, figuring this whole dating thing out and trying to figure out who I was. And so the fact that before you say my name, you always pretense with Tatiana, I think that's hilarious, because
bust down.
Not a lot of people know her. Not a lot of people who know her have made it to this chapter in my life. So
that was many hot girl summers ago. That was many hot girl summers. A lukewarm summer. That was
we real chill these days. But the fact that not a lot of people
AOL chat. That's how old we are. I met you in an AOL chat. Yeah. That.
Yeah. AOL chat. That's nuts. Yeah. But yeah, that and not even that, my hot girl summer was even lukewarm because I was just really timid anyway. I still am. But when people ask that question, I feel like you don't have to answer. How many bodies you got? How many bodies you got? I've never killed anyone. What do you mean?
No, I suggest that for everybody. It doesn't matter if you fucked one person or you fucked 100 people. Don't lie. Anytime somebody asks, again, your partner, your boy partner, your lesbian relationship, your gay relationship, I don't care if you're fucking your dog. Don't tell your dog that you fucked other dogs. It just never works out for you. It just never works out.
Oh my God. And I mean, I'm gonna need you to change my name in your phone from Tatiana
Tatiana to Blueface.
No, just change it to Nay.
I'll change
it. Nay now. We're just Nay. So
your first name
kind of pops out every now and then, when I want to have a great weekend and I'm just out here living my best life.
First name as told, last name by name.
I love it. So social media. Let's talk a little bit about social media and expectations that people have. The whole thing with Lori, I think it's blown up how it is too because of social media. Everybody can just tap into anybody's life at any given moment. I think that has a lot of strain on trying to date too, because there are so many people, both men and women, available at the swipe of your finger. You can see what you're missing or what you think you're missing. There's so much competition. Like, how do you feel about people that you're pursuing or that you're having involvement with, being friends with them on social media? Or is there any rules for you when it comes to posting on social media, who they post, what they're posting, things like that?
Absolutely. I never really had this problem of like, blocking your side piece out of a photo and shit like that. Anybody not serious is not going to be on my gram. Hell no. And anybody that's not a consistent player in my life, somebody, if you're just like a guest appearance, you're not going to be on my gram. You're not going to be in my story. You're just going to get if it was a story, you're just going to get a picture of the drinks and the food. And then all of a sudden when it's like coming up, it just cuts off. You're just like, who was that? Like,
sneaky. That's a sneaky.
It's true. The gram, man, no. And I know people that put their hoes on the gram. Dumbasses. I don't know why the fuck you do that. Dumbasses.
I know a lot of people that put their hoes on the gram, and it's crazy because then they get upset when they're questioned about it.
Yeah.
To post you on her page, are you telling her to take it down?
You're right. Keep it consistent. Because once you stop, people will notice the inconsistencies right away.
Yeah. So if a girl posts you on her page, are you asking her to take it down?
No. But I've never been that sneaky before. Like I've only been in 3 relationships. So when I'm with them, I'm pretty set. I'm pretty like only like if like things are going like not even like we should just not be together. We should not be together. So I'm not like I'm not like into cheating and shit like that.
Very good.
I feel like people are driven to that, and no, I'm not into it, to be honest. I don't know why people do that shit. I've been on the other side too. I've been on both sides, by the way. I've been cheated on. I've cheated, and I've been with people that are cheating and shit, and even known about it and stuff like that. But it just comes to the question sometimes, and we've had this discussion. We don't have to get into it. It just makes you feel. Again, we're not getting into it.
Right.
It just makes you feel like, does monogamy actually make sense?
Yeah.
The vicious cycle is a vicious. Sometimes you come to the question. Sometimes it's working out, and you're just like, oh yes, of course it does. But then sometimes you're in like quarantine situation. You're just like, was it ever meant to be? But that's all. That's all my thought on that.
Yeah, I did kind of want to dig into that, but we're not even going to because that's a whole nother topic. Like we can go on for hours about that whole monogamy thing.
Yeah,
I do want to ask you before I let you talk about yourself. DM etiquette. How do you feel about? Are you comfortable asking women for nudes, like, or are you just sending dick pics willy nilly? Are you like, what is your idea when it comes to DM etiquette? Because some of these people, they don't care. They just out here.
I have a couple of things. Back to your question before, though, real quick. My expectations when I am talking to anybody's social media, like you said, with all the options, I don't take anybody because I know women it's like rats. Like once you see one rat, there's 10 rats in New York City. When you see a girl talking to one guy, that means they're talking to 20. No, that doesn't mean they're talking to 20. But there's at least 20 guys trying to talk to her at least. It doesn't mean that she's giving all the attention. And I remember anytime there was this really hot girl that I was talking to at one time, and I was dating her for like a little bit, and then there was like a lapse or something like that. Something happened, nothing bad, but like where we lost like a little bit of communication for like a week and a half. That week and a half was all it took. I was talking to her and I was trying to get back into the rotation, and she goes, "Hold up, I'm trying to lower down my rotation." And she said rotation, and I was like, "What? Lower down?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm seeing like 5 guys right now, and like when I was seeing you were part of that, but then I added like I basically subbed you out," and I'm like. I was like, damn, in a New York minute. God damn. But back to the DM and like sending dick pics. No, I don't really do that. I think I've done it like maybe like 3 times ever, very reluctantly. The one time I was ever really bold about it, again, I'm 34 years old. When I was in a long distance relationship, like a dumbass, I developed pictures of my dick and I sent them to Florida. And that's how we exchanged. Yeah, that's how. And she exchanged too. She exchanged some lame ass. That's another thing. Women never give the same amount that a man. So like, unless it's like that dumbass that just like you said, like the first like before even saying hi, here's a dick pic. Those are the only ones that really like go all out for it. But like if you're like in an exchange conversation, like if you're like with a regular dude, like an average dude. That like you're halfway into the conversation and then the nudes start popping up. Yeah, women never give the real deal. They always like wait for the man to give all of the fucking dick and balls and shit. And they're just like, here's me a towel. Here's me a towel. Here's the sock on my ear. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But anyway, back to the Kodak. I actually developed them. The person even looked at me. The person developed me like, really, nigga? Like, yeah, do your job. Do your job. Give me these fucking pictures. So the reason why I learned my lesson is because at the time I was like 15 or 16. So not that my mother was cleaning my room, but my mother was nosy. And my mother saw them. And she thought that I was going to be super embarrassed, but I was just like, no, you should be embarrassed yourself that you're that nosy, that you look in people's drawers. So I'm not embarrassed and shit like that. But from then on, I said to myself, why have evidence of that shit? Like, why? Like, I don't get it. So I would rather see people's bits in person. I'm not like, that's to me like putting this, to me when you said nudes, it's like putting a strip club on your phone. Like I can't do anything. Like you're just adding to my spank bank. Thank you. I don't need any more. Yeah, Zendaya covers that. You don't need to do all that.
Interesting. Always great dialogue when we chop it up for sure. So real quick before we get out of here, I want you to go ahead and let people know who you are. Where can they find you? Because you've got your own thing going too that I'm a big fan of. Talk about yourself a little bit.
Oh, thank you. And yes, you have been on an episode. You did fantastic, and I can't wait to do another episode with you. I can't wait to. We've talked about this before. Develop other shows together, and I'm glad. I'm so happy to be on your podcast. Your podcast is doing amazing. I remember when I first started. It was my fault. I didn't even get to plug. Right, we've come a long way. I didn't even get to plug my podcast back then. I was in season 1. I'm in season 3. We're about to wrap up season 3. We're coming up to our 100th episode, actually.
Wow, that's dope.
Keep Up podcast. I remember I was on a guest spot one time and somebody said, "Still Insane from the Keep It Up podcast." I was like, yes, I'm selling Viagra. Yeah, I made it. No, but it's called Keep Up Podcast, Still Insane, one word, STILLVINSANE. You can catch me on, like I said, Still Insane on Instagram, Keep Up Shut Up on Facebook. That's our fan page on Facebook. We're we're independent media, so if you want to type in Still Insane on Cash App, that's great. We're also on YouTube. We have a YouTube version of the show. We come out weekly. It is about viral news and cliches. We take very funny cliches and if they're short and sweet, we put them as the title, and they try to relate to the host and guest of that week. And then also the guest, like Nay, she was on the show as well. She helped me guide through any politics, any news, and she gave her commentary on it. And then at the very end, we go through the brand of the person, the person the person that we're interviewing. They get to just promote as much as they want for unlimited time of who they are, what they're doing, what their motivations are, and who they are as a brand, as a person. And I love my show. I love the people that I bring on, like you. You make it so special. That's my biggest promotion, by the way, with my guests. I try to find the best guests. I try to find people that people really are interested in, and not just into my show. They're so interested in you. They want to watch your show.
Right.
And it's just a great cycle of networking and bringing fans together. So that's my biggest marketing tool. I used to be a guerrilla marketer. I used to be like, here it is. Here's my episode, this and that. No, I just try to get the best guests as possible. And then if you want to watch, please do.
Which is so you're doing amazing. I had so much fun doing your show with you, and can't wait. We definitely have to collab again very soon. For sure. So I thank you for coming on and having this dialogue with me. That hour went by quick, didn't it?
Yes.
Always when you're having fun. Dating. I'm doing this because people ask me to, but I'm gonna be done with it after February. I'm over it. It's just stupid to me.
You're a podcast host, man. You can talk about what you want, and you're right. You are more diverse than that. You are like your fans. When you take not that you haven't already taken the steering wheel, but it's okay for you to take the steering wheel and change your direction. You've been doing this for a while, so you could can definitely open up the conversation. That's totally fine.
I mean, even in personal life, dating I'm just over it. It is what it is at this point. I'm going to be
it's just an update right now. There's nothing to talk about. I get it. Totally get it.
Nothing to talk about. It's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Guys, I had a week this week.
Talk about it again.
People in my DMs, and I'm just like, this is nuts. Like, you guys are crazy. But
hooked up, man. They got nothing else to do, man. They got nowhere else to go, so they just hit that phone.
Hitting people up, trying to be extra. Good day.
Super.
I don't want any parts of it.
Yeah, you have a great. I love the bottom line. I love that you're promoting your book. This is great. You're getting me super jealous. I love it. Your team is top notch.
Shout out to No Strings. She keeps me in order. Appreciate Miss Lena for that, for sure. All right. Well, there's that. Another great episode, another great conversation as told by Nay the podcast. You guys, as Vince pointed out, my book is available for purchase. Go ahead and hit up BarnesandNobles.com and get Dreamer. It's great, Vince. You got a copy. I appreciate you for that as well. Be like Vince and buy my book.
All right.
Until next week, same time, same place, new topic, new conversation. As told by Nay the podcast. Let's talk about it. All right.